did Russia invade Ukraine when they have all this empty land right here? Are they dumb or something? They literally have like all this land going to waste you don't need anymore. Why are the Canadians complaining about a housing crisis when they have all this empty land up here too? Are they dumb or something? Like, what do you mean you have a housing crisis? Look at all this stuff you could build homes on. Doesn't that look like just a magical place to live? Why is the US like the only place that uses Fahrenheit? Are we dumb or something? Like, I'm pretty sure we lost this war a long time ago. We should have let that measuring system die like last century. I asked 100 toddlers to point to North Korea on a map. These are the results. This just in, humans under the age of 3 are not very geographically intelligent. Pfft, bunch of smooth brains. Question for my geography bros out there. How can such a tiny island be so geographically diverse? I mean, you'd at least think the ice patch wouldn't be that close to the desert. Like, one would be on the top and the other would be at the bottom. This truly is one of the most magical places I've seen on Earth. The tilted towers are pretty much more iconic than the Eiffel Tower at this point. Guess my nationality by the world cities I can name. This person correctly named 3,800 cities. Now to figure out exactly what country is he coming from. I mean, is it really safe to assume if he knows like 3,000 of those cities from one country that he's from that country? Maybe he's just a really big fan. I don't know. No one in their right mind would point out Jackson, Mississippi. This guy's definitely coming out of the South. Even I had to look up that location because I had no idea. If Canada's 53% Christian and the US is 63% Christian, then why don't they combine to form a 116% Christian nation? Do they want the infidels to win or something? Did I even do that math right? 3 plus 63 equals what did I say again? Whatever. The Mongolian Empire, if they annexed all their neighbors and their neighbors' neighbors. Now this is a map I really needed in my life. Their neighbors are really just China and Russia because they don't technically touch Kazakhstan, although they're very close. But because they're also annexing their neighbors' neighbors, Russia and China have a lot of neighbors. It's probably the easiest way to bring this bad boy back. Yo guys, what is this strange country in between Poland and Belarus? Why is it so small and why do they have such a weird flag? Here's Poland with their 2 colors, and here's Belarus with their 2 colors. But what the heck is even that? Is this some sort of secret nation we didn't know about? This weird country is even attached to the Belarusian flag. They can't keep getting away with this. Question, why is Fulton County, Georgia shaped like Japan? Are they weebs or something? I mean, actually going to the Japanese islands is one thing, but bringing the Japanese islands to your small county inside of Georgia, that's a whole different level. I would seek mental help immediately. Why don't we consider Greenland a continent? I mean, it's literally bigger than Africa. It's so not fair that this tiny place gets so much recognition and big old Greenland gets none. I mean, yeah, there's only a couple of thousand people that live here, but look at how giant the actual surface area is. I'm pretty sure there's a giant conspiracy to keep the Greenlanders down because whenever I use the true size map, they show it to be not that big. But look at it. It's right there. It's ginormous. Why does the government want us to believe that Greenland is actually barely the size of the Congo? Why doesn't the nation of Norway build a bridge to Norway? Are they too poor or something? I mean, who cares about building this bridge from Norway to Norway? It'd be much more useful to build a bridge that would go this far. Like, that's kind of the whole point. While we're at it, why doesn't Norway just build a bridge to all their random territories around the world? Let's not stop at this island down here. Let's go all the way to Antarctica. Why make it curvy like this too? Just build the bridge through Europe and Africa. Why don't airlines fly in a perfectly straight line? Are they dumb or something? I think they're just trying to waste fuel. Like, why do they want to see Norway up here? If they're going from like Washington DC to this part of it's Singapore, I think, they're probably just trying to keep you in the air for longer so you're forced to buy their overly expensive food. Now it all makes sense. Why did the USA drop over 300 million bombs on a country they weren't even at war with? Are they evil or something? Dropping them on Vietnam, that makes sense. We were at war with Vietnam. But why on Laos too? I don't understand. Why don't all these South Slavic nations unite into one country? Are they not that smart or something? One thing's for sure, if they did unite, it would definitely be extremely peaceful and nothing bad or chaotic would happen within it. Probably need a really strong leader to keep it together. I just don't know what would happen after that strong leader goes away. Definitely wouldn't be like a civil war or anything, right? Why didn't the Balkans think of this before? Today I learned, despite having a new Mexico, still millions live in the old one. Are they like loco or something? Usually when a sequel drops or a number 2 to a product is released, like the PlayStation, everyone goes out and gets it. But this is not the case. Why didn't everyone in Mexico just go move to New Mexico? Maybe is this part of the problem? Why doesn't anyone live in the northern part of Mexico? Maybe this is the half that actually moved to the new part or something. That would make sense. Question for all my Poles out there. Why is the nation of Poland named after a river that is so far away? And it's not even in Poland. Like, I get calling your nation Poland if you have a river named Po, but it's actually the Italians that have this Po river. Why isn't Italy just named Poland then? Maybe Poland should name themselves after one of their own rivers. Stop stealing other names, guys. Odorland sounds pretty nice. Or Bug Riverland as well. Behold, Light USA. Or in other words, their fun size. We went from the continuous 41 states of America to the 26. We're editing off the fact that this is actually Hawaii and Alaska propaganda because they're always the one that are being left off maps. Now they're leaving other states off them too. Imagine a fun size USA with really only the coastal places. Actually, not even. No Mississippi and Alabama here. Or at least we got rid of a lot of that worthless stuff over this. I offended like a whole 13 people with that one. Why doesn't the entire world unanimously agree to rearrange the world map into the shape of a chicken? Are we all done? Like, why wouldn't we do this? Why wouldn't we take Australia and put it up as the head, move Greenland and Africa right next to each other since they have that big rivalry? We don't really have to even do anything with Eurasia, just keep it there. Why don't we live in this chicken world? Yo guys, check out my reimagining of World War I alt history map. I wonder who would win this. Since it's World War I, we can assume Oppenheimer Turkey is actually an Oppenheimer Ottoman. That sounds better too. The only difference between my alt history World War I map, I mean, we still have Germany, Austria, wait, no, Austria's there. We still have Germany, Hungary, the Ottomans all on the same team. This time though, they have the British Empire as well as all of the Nordics. Well, I mean, almost all. I think the Barbie Alliance is still gonna crush them. The United States' House of Representative, if we base it off of alligator population. I mean, this species is one of the oldest still surviving in history to this day. Why not let them lead the country? They've obviously got to be pretty wise. They've been around for more than 150 million years. So our US House of Representative would be made up of mostly 204 alligators out of Louisiana, then 133 alligators out of Florida. Pretty crazy because this state likes to call themselves the Gators. You'd think they would have more. There's 51 in Texas, 26 in Georgia, and there's just a couple of stragglers. Then there's everybody else, which gets 1. Every decision our country makes would pretty much be decided by Louisiana. I give us 3 weeks to live. Can someone help me please date this globe? My distant grandfather left it behind. What's really difficult about this one is usually we can use the political boundaries to determine what year it was made, but I'm not seeing any of that here, just a bunch of rivers and continents. This might be the hardest map of all time to date, and it looks pretty amateur too, because did they leave off New Zealand? Hey guys, why is Turkey so sus? Do they have an imposter among us or something? Imagine having your entire country get taken over by these guys. The Greeks are definitely behind this. Yo guys, why haven't the Canadians put Canada back together? Are they just gonna leave them all with these broken pieces up here or something? I mean, usually when I have something just splatter on the floor, I'll pick it up after like a day or so, but the Canadians have just kind of left this stuff up here for like a couple million years. How lazy. Are there people in Missouri that really like Oklahoma for some reason? Because it appears that they decided to make an entire county based off Oklahoma in Missouri. It's like the whole Japan county all over again. I mean, dedicating your county's borders to another nation halfway across the world, that makes sense. But Oklahoma's literally right there. You could just drive to it. You didn't have to show your affection this way. Seems like a little bit of an obsession. Russia is really big. Why didn't it collapse? Are they too powerful or something? Look at all these little territories they have together like this, and they haven't broken out into civil war. This doesn't make any sense. How is this possible? I refuse to believe it. Maybe it's all this empty Siberian land that is actually keeping them all together. In 1520, when the Europeans wanted to go around the Ottoman Empire to get to India, why didn't they just do this? Seems like a pretty obvious choice. Just go around on top of it, and there you go. There's India right there. Instead, they decided to go to the left? Stupid. Obviously, India's not over there, guys. That's just the American continents. Man, talk about room temperature IQ. Looking at a map of German peoples, why didn't Germany ever try to unite this? Are they too peaceful or something? I mean, if I was the Germans, I would totally want to take over, like, all this stuff. Even if they told me no the first time, I'd try again. Man, oh man, do we live in a lucky world that the Germans are just so peaceful. Can't imagine how crazy that would be if they weren't. What do you guys think of the Oppenheimer belt? I've heard of the Kepler belt in space, but this is getting ridiculous. How many more belts are there in the universe? They're walling off the Barbies. That doesn't seem right. Why did the continent of Europe lose all this land? Did they face budget cuts or something? They had big ideas in the beginning, but I guess they just didn't have the money to bring it around. They cut so much of the map that they promised us. How am I supposed to play in this open world game now? Another lame AAA dev there for you. Why doesn't the UK and France build a bridge right here? Maybe it could be a tunnel. I don't know. Wait a second. And since this is across the English Channel, you could combine those two names, tunnel and channel. Maybe they'll call it the Tannel. I thought that was gonna be funnier inside of my head. Do you know how insanely useful this would be to be able to just go under the water to get to France or the UK? I mean, I know it's gonna be hard, but I think we can do it now in 2023. We definitely couldn't have done it back in 1994 though, that's for sure. The technology just wasn't there. Guys, this just in, Italy already ran out of Italians. Here's a map of all the Italians around the world, but look at the Italian peninsula. There are none here. They all just got up and went away. I mean, I knew this was eventually gonna happen, but I thought there was another like 200 years we had to wait for. They all just really wanted to escape to Argentina, Brazil, a little bit in US. Wonder what country's next. A real map of Russia, according to this Turkish news channel. That's right, Russia actually doesn't have any of this stuff right here. This is actually free territory. It's just out in the open. Also, something weird happened with Kazakhstan. If only this Turkish news channel could give us more information, provide us more of what Russia actually looks like. Turkey is pretty close to Russia. They would know. Appreciate the help though. Question, why do so many humans live on land? Do they not like water or something? Last I heard, our bodies are made up of like 80% water. Seems like we'd want to live on the water too, just for like health reasons. But like 99.9% of all humans live on land. I don't get it. What if we all just decided to not do that? That'd be cool. As an American, I'm confused about geography. What is all this brown stuff surrounding us? Like, it's above Washington, Idaho, Montana. It stretches up all the way to Maine and New York. What is this crap? Same goes for by Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. What is this brown stuff? They don't teach us geography in the States, but I guess that's just because it's not very important. I did in fact know that Alaska and Hawaii lie directly south of Arizona and New Mexico though. Thanks YouTube for teaching me that. How exactly does a country become a doctor? Do all the citizens have to go to school to become a doctor? Are the millions of people that live in the Dr. Congo all doctors? Because that would make sense. That's got to be really expensive. I need to move to the Congo. Literally anyone on the street can help me with my medical problems. If Germany started off like this, how exactly did they lose all this land? Are they dumb or something? Oh, maybe it's because they were so peaceful. That's right, we already talked about this. They were so peaceful they decided to give this to Poland, give this to Denmark, give this to France. Man, Germany's such a nice guy. And to think they were giving away territory even though there were German peoples living outside, they didn't want to unite all those people together. Man, we are so lucky. Big thanks to my patrons. Destiny 9,000. Drew needs to pay his taxes. Why am I doing this? JohnDenver,
I'm the kidnapper.
Jack
Traven's
annoying friends.
Ransom. This channel's not run by
InquisitorXarius, Caleb, Australia is real. I am not a paid actor.
LuxembourgLover,
Patrick Dye,
RyeThePie,
subscribe to
TheGreatRalphy,
DestineyF,
Twickenhamster.
Become a patron by checking the description down below.